Bajrang Dal has struck again, this time targeting another film set. In fact, a web series, Ashram 3. And their set where they were shooting, targeted by these right-wing goons who vandalized the set, assaulted the film crew, vandalized the props, even allegedly manhandled Bobby Deol. This is the same French group that has in the past resorted to this kind of vandalism and gundagardi, hooliganism on several occasions. Why did they do so this time? Because the series name is Ashram. The story is based on a life inside an ashram, if you haven't seen the season 1 of it. And they say all such shows hurt the sentiments of Hindus. They also threatened filmmaker Prakash Jha, who's making this series, that they will block the shoot in Bhopal till the name of the show is changed. So, as they did all of this, their demand is change the name of the show. We are not going to allow release of a series which is called Ashram. Don't defame all ashrams, which is tradition, which is our identity. You can't use our land to humiliate the Hindu Samaj. Because obviously Bajrang Dal believes that once in a while they need to make noise in such a manner to ensure that people believe that they are the self-appointed moral guardians and flag bearers of the Hindu religion. But what is worse is not that they did so. What is worse is the silence of the state. What is worse is the indirect endorsement that the state gives to such people. For me, the problem isn't that a bunch of people looking for some publicity and to assert their power resorted to a law and order issue. That could have been dealt with by the police. They could have been punished, put behind bars, a message sent. For me, the bigger problem is that those in power who should be getting this done are actually the ones who are endorsing such action. Case in point is Narottam Mishra, the Home Minister of Madhya Pradesh. Listen in.
जो आश्रम फिल्म की शूटिंग हो रही है, वहां भी मेरी आपत्ति यही है कि हमारी भावनाओं को आहत करने वाले दृश्य फिल्माते क्यों हों, और हिम्मत है तो किसी दूसरे धर्म की भावना को आहत करने वाला कोई दृश्य क्यों नहीं फिल्माते हो। आश्रम वाले मामले में भी हम एक स्थायी गाइडलाइन जारी करने वाले हैं कि आपत्तिजनक अगर कोई सीन है या किसी धर्म की भावना को आहत करने वाले कोई सीन अगर आपकी स्टोरी में है तो पहले प्रशासन को वो स्टोरी दें और अनुमति लें, उसके बाद ही वो फिल्मांकन करें।
OTT series, movies, artists, stand-up comics, brands from Fab India to Seat, Tanishq and whatnot. All kinds of creative entities, individuals or organizations or even brands seem to have become the big target. And for me, the biggest concern is that the state allows this to happen. You heard what the minister said. He had not a word to utter about those who carried out this destruction, who beat up people, who destroyed the set. He had a lot to say about the films that are being made. If you have such an issue, your government is the power, has brought in a set of regulations, implement those regulations, and then allow the people to judge. But where do you draw the line on this hurting the sentiment issue? Is there a manual of some kind that the artists of our country can refer to so they know what the do's and don'ts are? Let's say good evening to Shoaib Chaudhary, TV and film producer, Mayank Shekhar, film critic, PKD Nambiar, political analyst, Asif Bamla of the BJP, Fawzia Arshi, music composer, also joining me this evening. Since we've had a series of conversations, Mayank, where you've been part of it, I will come to you first and ask you this question, that should we just sit across the table with all of these people who are the flag bearers of all things religion and ask them, well, give us a manual of what is allowed and not, such that we can follow it and make our things so that nobody in this country ever gets hurt?
I think the larger point is even if you had a manual, no one can agree on everything, right? It's impossible. These are contentious issues. That's why we have law courts in India, and we also have law and order, where your opinion cannot be so important that you begin to hurt people physically, get violent, vandalism, as was the case in Bhopal, and it's quite simply the point where the state needs to step in. It's unacceptable, right? Because that attack is on the people of Madhya Pradesh. These are locals who are working on that set. Uh, they are saying, and these people are known. They know, everybody knows which organization they're from. You can see who these people are even on video. So the fact that state is not stepping in becomes the terrifying part. That a line has been crossed and no one's doing anything about it. In return, the home minister is talking about how there should be district administrators, people in the district administration office who will decide what script can be shot in their particular district. There's no end to this, and God knows where we're going with that. But if the answer to that is this, then clearly there's a much bigger problem at hand. It's not warriors on Twitter anymore. These guys are out on the street, and if we are to remain a civilization, something needs to be done about it.
Yes, because when it's hate mongers on social media, you can get people who will bring about the message of love and peace and counter them, just like we saw today in the case of Mohammed Shami and the way he was being treated. But when it's actual goons on ground who take law and order in their own hands, physically attack people, intimidate people, and the state, Mr. Asif Bamla, actually endorses this because sentiments are hurt, then it's a problem.
I understand of whatever the inputs that I get is that the rain that and I certainly submit that ransacking is certainly wrong and it should not and must not be tolerated. I personally, and I don't think the party would also agree on that. And I'm sure you've not showed the latter part of the Home Minister that 4 persons have been arrested, and there is further legal steps that have been taken. And going further also, this will not be tolerated. Such kind of vandalism or ransacking will certainly not be tolerated. At the same time, we as from the film fraternity particularly has to be a little more cautious. We've seen in the past films like Padmavat and others. They've created so much of stress, so much of differences of opinion. So to curtail that level, I think as responsible. I mean, Prakash Jha, I'm a big admirer of him. He's a fabulous filmmaker, and they're very senior in their profession. Over the years, they've made some fabulous films also, be it Sarkar or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is that knowing that in the past, this is a very fragile subject, religious issues, be it a masjid or a mandir or a church, these are places, which are places of worship. Now there could be a real life story which with the exhibitor or the producers trying to exhibit of maybe some character which would have done, but in a larger interest, the people of the country. Be it for the Malvis or be it for the the saints. These religious sentiments, when they are hurt, they land up to major problems.
Tell me, Mr. Bamla. Okay, tell me, Mr. Bamla. I don't understand why sentiments get hurt so easily, and usually it's just a bunch of people with some political ambitions who are saying it, not the normal people and the believers. But even if I take your argument that religious sentiments got hurt, tell me, why the same people's religious sentiments not getting hurt when real crime happens inside these places of worship, inside these pious places, inside whatever you think is holy? When real crime is carried out by so-called Babas of our country, so thousands of people following them, you cheat them, betray them, allegations, convictions of rape, murder, all kinds of crime. Why do people's religious sentiment not get hurt when such stories happen?
I would like to submit this. In the past, there have been cases, be it whichever government, be it the Congress, the BJP, there have been Babas and Babas who have done wrong and who've been involved in wrongdoing have been punished. See the case of Ram Rahim and be it the Asaram Bapu. And there
But
are
where is the
a truckload
outrage?
of other things.
Where is the outrage when it happens to Ram Rahim? And these allegations are made. Thanks to the code of law in our country, that man is finally behind bars after years and years and years of whatever he carried out. Where were the Bajrang Dals of this country then, and why were their sentiments not getting hurt then? And why was Mr. Narottam Mishra's sentiment not getting hurt then? I'm asking you that question. Nobody outraged from the BJP at that time that how dare you use our pious places for such kinds of criminal activities.
If you know, Baba Ram Rahim was put behind bars when the BJP was in power there. It's not that it was not. So it's it's mandatory and it's important. It's not that the government is doing any favor. Whatever is wrong has to be certified. But what I'm trying to say is that to make this more complicated, to avoid greater complication, because you see, OTT platforms have no censor board restrictions, you see. So there are certain areas, if they could be revisited, as if there is certain modification, and I think even Prakash Jha has admitted it, to change the name or to change, if there's a little change in the script line, if this could avoid the stress, the pressure, the problems that could happen later on towards close to the release. I think I don't see anything wrong, and not particularly with this film, because this relates with a saint or an ashram, be it anything. I would say even if it was for a Maulvi, or even if it was for a masjid, or if it was a church. I think these are very sacred places, and the people of this country are very fragile, and they certainly, they certainly don't.
No, people of this country, I refuse to agree with you. People of this country are not fragile. Those with political motives, those seeking power in the name of religion, caste, dividing people, are the ones who pick on a few vulnerables and make big stories out of this. People of this country are actually not very fragile, and they don't get upset. They don't like a show, they will not watch the show. And same goes for Ashram. This big controversy didn't happen when the season 1 actually came out and hundreds of people watched that. It just happened because a bunch of guys didn't have something to do one fine day and found out that this show was being shot. That's the problem to me, Shoaib Chaudhary. Sudhir Mishra tweeted today saying that, how long will this continue? The industry needs to stand up and speak up. Otherwise, we won't be able to stop it. Can the industry do that? I mean, it's a very difficult thing to do. I see one by one a lot of people giving in, for the want of their businesses. But can we collectively speak up?
Tanvi, I really fail to understand why Bollywood is being targeted from all corners. As if all the central agencies were not enough. Now we have all these fringe elements on. They have started targeting our shooting crews based on sentiments. Come on, we make films based on real life incidents. What are the sentiments that they talk about? If we are making a film on Asaram or a Ram Rahim, what do they expect us to title that film? Do they want us to call it a holy land, a place where all these saints live? No, we have seen enough as to what these so-called saints have been doing in real life. They have just been behind bars. These political parties have made us our industry subjects to political diversion, and we refuse to become those subjects anymore now. The government must realize that we, in the current economic situation in the country, we have been providing rotational jobs to more than 2 million people, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, you're absolutely right. But can the jobs argument work when the argument on the other side is of religion?
You're right. But at the same time, and it's more disgusting to see a minister, a home minister, who is responsible to uphold the law and order in the state, supporting these fringe elements.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the one who should be putting all these people behind bars. And he's a very powerful politician in the state, I've heard. Bhopal in the coming days is coming up as a very, very bright and upcoming shooting locations. shooting in, the film industry was really booming in Bhopal. Now, I was in Bhopal last month and I was planning a shoot there. Now I'm scared. What do I do with my crew of 100 people if the government of the state is not supporting? Now, this is exactly the reason why I have been opposed, because the law and order in the north, in these BJP-ruled states, is not in place. That exactly is the reason why I have not been supporting the development of other film industries, be it Noida or Bhopal or Lucknow or anywhere else, because the government has completely failed to provide a security.
It's same place, same in Madhya Pradesh. There have been instances in the past. A comic went there even before he could actually perform his comedy and tell a set of jokes. People attacked, ransacked that place, chased people out, and he landed up in jail where he was there until he could actually make it all the way to the top
Munawwar
court.
Farooqui you're talking about.
Yes, Munawwar's case, and when Munawwar had to go all the way to the top court to actually get
That's
some
right.
relief because it was
That's
a
right.
concerted attempt to just crack down. And let me also make one thing very clear. There is now a very organized pattern to this, Mr. Nambiar. The organized pattern is that these people, these groups of people roam around with, pick information that they get from locals. They actually have the ears on the ground. So are there interfaith couples doing the rounds? Are there controversial, movies being made, or stand-up comedians, or some song? They are looking for these things in an organized manner. And then they take charge, create danga. Story becomes a big story for a day. Few weeks later, they will get rewarded by the state, by the parties, political parties in the state, by the local neta. It's all being done because at the end of it, there will be a reward for what a great thing you did, Mr. Nambiar. That's the trend that has now caught on in parts of our country.
Well, Tanvi, let me first start with this, that any kind of violence, and that too to a creative people or whomsoever, is not acceptable in a civil society. There are many ways of showing a protest. It is not the way that we expect in 21st century and 2021. You go and attack, a group of people go and attack. That is absolutely not acceptable. Having said that, there is a fashion which is taking place, whether it is specifically to start with Bollywood and so as to the some other so-called liberal artist in this country. That is very simple, that anything to do with the Hindu religion, Hindu belief system can be mocked. You cannot do the same thing. There is no secularism when it comes to this mocking part of this. That is only limited to Hindu and Hinduism.
But how do we know, how are we deciding on content, whether it's a mocking joke or a TV series without actually looking at it? And just because the name is ashram doesn't mean we are mocking it.
Tanvi, I'll just come to my point. The idea, what I am talking about, since we are talking about the largest picture, we are not limiting our discussion only limited to this particular incident. I started by saying that I condemn this. But then if you really look at, there is a fashion. The fashion is simple, that anything related to a Hindu belief system can be mocked. But whereas the so-called secular people, the secular creative liberal people do not even have the guts, I'm repeating it, do not even have the guts to do the similar kind of an application to any other religion. Why?
I need to upgrade his film knowledge, please.
Hindu society is so soft. You can make a mockery of the Lord Shiva, you can make the mockery of Lord Krishna, you can make any kind of a comic or any kind of a packaging can also be done even with the Hindu goddess or Hindu gods. Not acceptable. Now coming to this Prakash Jha, as I said, I am a great fan of him. I have watched so many of his movies. I even watched two of his, the first season and the second season of this Ashram as a web series. The problem is that one particular Baba is absolutely a goon who has done absolutely the bad to the society. He may have done every criminality. Does that mean that all the ashrams in this country are like that?
But who's saying that?
9.9% of the ashrams
who's saying
are
that?
fired.
But can you deny, Mr. Nambi? Who's saying that? Who's saying all ashrams are bad? Is that what Bobby Deol is saying in the series? Sorry, I haven't watched him. Asking you. Is that what he says?
No, Mr. Nambiar, I need to upgrade your film knowledge. Can I come in?
Just 1 minute. I'm just coming to you.
Film knowledge. What is the film knowledge? Films are made for the people like you and everybody, right? It is not. There is nothing
No,
called
I
as
think
film.
he's going to respond.
sir, I
If you
need to-
if you
I need
finish
to-
your point, he's going to respond to your question of why everything is against the Hindus and nothing is made regarding other faiths. But you finish your point,
Let
Mr.
me-
Nambiar.
you show me-
Who
you
is
tell
saying
me
all
5
ashrams are bad?
examples-
Who
you
is
tell
saying
me
all
5
ashrams are bad?
examples where the other religions are being mocked.
Who is saying all ashrams are bad? Please tell me. Please tell
I'll
me
give
who
you-
is
I'll
saying
give
all
you a loud
ashrams
and
are
clear
bad.
example where
No,
other
nobody is
religions are
saying
mocked.
that.
What I-
But I can tell
I'll-
you,
I'll
but
give
I
you
can
many
tell you
examples.
that serious charges, serious allegations of criminal activity have been made against Nityananda, and we've not done anything about it until he ran away from this country. Kidnapping, wrongful confinement of children, brainwashing children. I don't even want to go into the details. I can also tell you the kind of charges that was made against Ram Rahim. Case after case after case of Ram Rahim, who went on to have these palatial ashrams and ran his racket for decades together, has now been convicted in rape cases, convicted in murder cases, and he is now going to be in jail. I can tell you about another so-called Baba, Narayan Sai, who got convicted for raping 2 sisters, convicted. I'm not even going into the allegations against Asaram. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows what the case there is. Case after case have happened. Now, without going into the merits of a single person, if a show is being made that uses a plot, basing it out of an ashram and the people involved there, who's saying all ashrams are, Mr. Nambiar? Why have we suddenly decided that ashram is a no-no? Why is an ashram no-no?
Well, your question is pretty long. I wanted to have a very shorter answer to this. I am only saying that the logic is simple. When, if at all, I have nothing against putting the name ashram as a name for this particular program. Personally, I have nothing against. I told you I watched both the first and second one. But if you really look at the real logic of it, the common sense, if you apply it, why do you have to put this name as an ashram? As if it gives a feeling every ashrams are so bad. Because if you really see the first season and the second season, it is predominantly, as far as I understand, my logic goes, it is made on Baba Ram Rahim. So if it is the Baba Ram Rahim, why don't you make the new movie name or the show's name Baba Ram Rahim?
Then you have a problem
this
with
is
it
not
being-
because this
having
is
a
not
name
a
for Ram
documentary on the life of one person. You know, I mean, you can go ahead and completely kill
I'll
people's
make a film on
creativity
Ram
and
Rahim
thought
if you promise
process.
that you will not have a problem with it having a name of Ram in it.
Ram Rahim's followers will stand up. What is to say they won't? Shoaib Chaudhary. Yes, Shoaib Chaudhary wanted to make a
No, I'm
point
just responding
because
to his-
repeatedly this question is raised, Shoaib. Why are all these shows, comics, songs, books only targeting and mocking Hindus?
See, to start begin
Five
with, I am
examples of
completely
any other
against
religion. Five
mocking of
examples.
any religion or hinting any religious sentiments.
One
But
at a
I'm just
time, Mr.
reminding
Bamla,
of
I'm
a
coming
film
to you
I'll
next.
suggest-
Yeah.
I'll suggest all of you to watch a film called Osama, where it is an Afghani film, and it is a story of a young little girl who dresses up like a boy because she's lost her father, and she has to fend for a mother and a grandmother. That film demolishes the whole idea, whole concept of madrasas, the Islamic terrorism that it is called, and a lot of other menaces within the religion. And that film went up to win an Oscar in about 15, 20 years
Any
ago.
god is mocked?
No
Any
one
god is
raised a
mocked?
single
Any
finger
belief
across the world on that film.
Ranvi, why don't you ask this question? Is there any god is mocked? If even in 2021, the BBC had to actually ask for an apology. Year after year, even if you're taking the name of a particular god of a religion, even you will have to go and apologize.
Mr. Nambiar, let me just say this. You can go on to believe that it's a huge conspiracy across the world to only target and mock Hindus and Hindu gods. I don't think any of us will be able to convince you. But it is a problem when repeatedly this narrative is made without actual facts. Let me tell you, movies like Lipstick Under My Burqa have also borne the brunt of it. Let me also tell you that whether it's the Sikhs or the Jains, at one or the other point, some of the other community ends up getting hurt. Yes, Asif Bamla, please. Asif Bamla.
Are we here to compete the wrongdoings? I mean, I'm not able to get the drift between Mr. Nambiar and Shoaib, that are we here to compete the wrongdoings between the Hindu ashrams and the Hindu saints and the Muslim masjids and and the Maulvis. There is a simple situation, because in the past that we've seen, where with films like Padmavati and all, if there is possibility, if we can change the scenes to ensure that there is more sanity, to ensure that the sentiments are still not hurt, be it anything. I mean, I'm not saying that this is with regard to an ashram, so it should be okay, and with mosque, even with mosque, because as I have earlier said, these things are because the release is set, and I've seen a statement where Prakash Jha has himself submitted that okay, if it's hurting anyone's sentiment, I'm ready to revisit the scenes. I'm ready to change the name of the.
But what
the film.
else do
So
you
I-
expect
that-
him to do?
I-
You damage his set. What else do you expect him to do? You allowed people to damage his set. You are allowing. Mr. Asif Bamla, I am sure you are very well aware of what happened in the last instance when it was another OTT platform series where again the name itself was problem, not the content. FIRs across 5 to 6 different states were filed against the producers. Okay, the shoot was blocked. FIRs were filed for what? Because they will
I'll
be
tell you
harassed.
what, Tanvi,
Shoots will
lot
not
of
be
these-
allowed. People will have to run from one state to the other. If you're going to use these kind of intimidation tactics that allow people to go and destroy their sets, attack people, what
No,
else do you
certainly
expect
not.
producers to do
This
but not
is
give in
going
and make the
to be condemned
changes?
and should be condemned. This was my opening statement.
Condemnation doesn't mean anything, Mr. Bamla. Your condemnation doesn't mean anything when the intimidation continues unabashed.
FIRs that have been registered, and there are
Well,
8
what do I
people
do with
behind
your
bars.
condemnation? Does it change anybody's life? This intimidation continues this way or that.
In a civil society, we also are all fairly educated people where we come from. We don't accept this. We don't like this. I'm sure neither any party does promote or any accept all these the wrongdoings. But lower levels are times when things like these happen. Of course,
Mr.
these have to
Bamla,
be
you should be
controlled.
thankful to the film industry that we provide you enough taxes without taking a single penny from any government financial institution. We provide you enough taxes.
Well, I am certainly aware,
You know,
and
to
by
run
the
your-
way, the area that I live in, in Bandra, we've been known to everybody, and they've been, and we certainly.
No, I'm sure
think
you are
this
very,
is-
very,
this is-
you are very well connected within the film industry. I'm sure you are. But my
course,
idea is
of
something.
course.
What I'm
They
trying
all
to tell
know
you
to me.
is this: your
Himself,
party,
the
your
person
party
here,
should
Mr.
be
Prakash,
thankful
Mr.
to the
Prakash
entire
Jha.
film industry
No,
for.
Mr.
We
Prakash
are
Jha,
not
the-
taking
the-
any support from you
the
guys.
producer-
We are not
the
taking support from
producer,
any state or the central government, and we are paying you enough taxes to
Of course, I
gas up
agree with
your
that.
free VIP
And for your
vehicles.
kind
Please understand that.
education, No, listen to me. You don't have
And
to shout or yell.
Mr. Prakash Jha must
No, you
speak
don't
to
have to
Mr.
shout
Prakash
and
Jha.
yell.
now. All right.
This shows your no.
Okay,
This shows
okay.
your
Allow me to
That's
come
an
here.
audio issue.
Allow
Okay.
me to
I'm
come
being-
here.
I think I'm-
One minute,
I'm
one minute,
being
one minute,
pretty
please. Okay, please, let's just
I'm
calm
not
down.
sure that my
Gentlemen,
phone is my
there are
phone.
only 4 of
I'm
you.
being very candid.
1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. Everybody take a deep breath. Mr. Bamla, take a sip of water. There are only 4 panelists on this panel.
A reciprocation on those lines, because I'm
Mr.
also
Bamla,
candid.
I am requesting you to take a deep breath. There are
What
only
is the
4
difference
panelists
between
here.
Shoaib and those Banjar Dalis?
Everybody can get a chance to talk. It's not going to help, Mr. Bamla. You're only wasting your own energy if you go on talking like that. We're not able to understand you. I can't hear you. I can't understand you. You will have to take a deep breath. I have no other choice but to intervene here. Take a deep breath. And meanwhile, as you do so, and as Shoaib also cools down, I'm going to go across to Mayank, who wanted to make a point earlier. Yes, can we only hear Mayank right now?
A couple of things here, right? One is the gentleman has already said he has no problem with the title ashram. But those people who vandalized the set, that was the only problem. So what are we talking about? But then thereafter he says, can we call it something else? I mean, if he has no problem with it and he's seen 2 seasons of it, but he still wants to call it something else, tomorrow, the district collector of that area will decide what a series should also be called, because that's really what the Home Minister asked for. Second, everyone's is in agreement here that there is a problem with vandalism. If there is a problem, then what are we debating? You cannot vandalize a set. You cannot take laws in your hands, right? It's quite simple. You pushed Prakash Jha, who's actually built an ecosystem in Bhopal. He's made multiple films there, given employment to a lot of people, because most of his films are actually shot in Bhopal. You pushed him to a corner where he has no choice but to say, you know what, I'll change the title of the film, because he has to live there, he has to work there, right? And he does not have the state support that any civilized part of the world, it should be expected from. Then we run around in circles and constantly say the same thing and talk in very abstract terms. Religious sentiment hurt, religious sentiment hurt. Which religion sentiment hurt? Which religion is being mocked? How has that person mocked you? And who are feeling that hurt? I mean, we've never done a real survey of finding out from people how many people were those goons the only people who represent this religion, right? So the moment you talk in abstract terms is when you can get away with a lot of stuff. The fact is, this is a series about a particular incident that has taken place inside a particular ashram, and it's called ashram. Now, which religion is being hurt? Unless you align yourself to all the Dhongi Babas who are actually con men, and they're posing to be godmen, unless you think that is our religion, then that's another matter altogether, right? So the moment you have no argument to make, you can just talk in abstract terms, but really, this has been carrying on for too long. I think the good part that's taken place lately, and because the government has also been, rather draconian with this whole thing, like their IT rules, and, someone mentioned here in this debate that, there's no censorship for OTT platform. That's not true. The IT rules that the government has formulated is the most draconian thing in any functional democracy in the world right now. Any person who takes offense can file a complaint, and then the government is going to look into each and every complaint of any person who has a problem with something. It's totally loaded against the creator. No creation is possible. If that is how we're going to go ahead, I think, and I really hope that the Supreme Court will look into that particular matter at some point or the other, right? So we are in a situation where we need to decide, which side we're on. And if a show that's genuinely, even if it is mocking con men, I really hope no one here believes that is hurting the sentiment of any religion in that sense.
Yes, I mean, in just because you want to constantly fuel this narrative that the majority religion in this country is mocked, is targeted, there is a planned, concerted attempt to just insult this religion, you're actually siding with the con men. You're actually siding with people who are also breaking the rules. You're actually also endorsing those who are taking law in their own hands on ground and intimidating people, and in the process killing a part of the creative talent that we have in this country. Now, one by one we'll go across it. I promise 4 of you, everybody gets a chance to talk. Shoaib, to you first, then Mr. Bamla, and then we'll also go across to Mr. Nambiar. Yes.
So Mr. Bamla just mentioned about Mr. Prakash Jha, and what I suggest, he should speak to Mr. Jha today and take his opinion on intolerance, as he was the first person who ridiculed those who spoke on the intolerance some 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I guess this is the time for everyone in the film fraternity to speak up, because today, let me take a D route. We've seen what's happening with Aryan Khan with all the latest. Thanks to Mirror now that we'll have these kids coming out soon, hopefully. I just missed on the thought. Anyway, yeah, so the entire film fraternity must speak up, because silence is not going to help us anymore.
Yeah.
It could be me, you, or either of the.
I mean, here is the point that you made. Let me take it across to Mr. Asif Bamla. Here is Mr. Asif Bamla, a minister of a state, who's saying Bobby should learn from his brother and make more patriotic movies. Is that the only way to survive and thrive in this country? Why are we so averse to all kinds of content? This religion is so strong. A handful of people make certain movies or jokes about it. It's not even going to chip away at this religion.
So you're right. So there is always a handful of people only who are the miscreants and who are the nuisance mongers. I mean, you don't see the entire, you don't see a party making a stand saying that this is right. Have you seen any party ever coming out and saying that ransacking is right and it should be done? No. The law is there. The law has taken its own course, and it is arrested. It's created FIRs, and there is a law of the land which will take. Which
The
will,
very
which will,
same party,
So
Mr.
this one
Bamla, was
sentence-
okay
this
with
one
was
sentence
okay
has
with
been
Munawar
dealt with
Faruqi
by
rotting in
every
jail.
politician.
They thought it was justified
and-
before he cracked the joke. He should be in jail.
And in the previous governments also, be it in the Congress or any governments also, in Rajasthan or in elsewhere also, we have seen situations like this happen.
Yes, of
When
course.
it comes to film, be
Yeah.
it films like Sharman Rushdie or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
So
there
they
are two
were-
examples
they
that always come to mind. The movies that are made on Indira Gandhi in emergency, and then whatever Salman Rushdie had to say in his book. But can we move
Exactly.
beyond that, please? Because this is 2021, and we don't want these instances, and definitely not 100 times those instances.
So if there is anyways a little reworking on that, if it's a revisiting on that, that's if it's possibly possible, because I don't know. I mean this is something which Prakash Jha would be able to explain better. And if you could avoid the controversies, stress, and the usual problems which we see with the films coming close to release or coming close to the OTT releases, I think in larger interest, it will create more sanity and more peace. That's what I feel.
Well, let me go across to Mr. Nambiar, who wanted to make a point earlier. Yes.
Yeah, it's very simple. In this country, where there are more than thousands of movies are made,
Yeah.
so more than thousands of plays are made in different languages. First and foremost, let me reassure you all that Bollywood is not about the whole creative fieldom of this country. There are multiple languages: Bengali, in Malayali, Tamil, Telugu. These are very big film industries by themselves. Some of them are even bigger than the Bollywood. So Bollywood is not India. And it's not about that one particular serial or one particular movie once in a year or two, or two of such kind of a shows get this kind of a facts. So don't generalize, for heaven's sake, that all the creative content which is created in this country have been objected. No.
No, but why should it even be one? Why should it be one every month? Why should it be one brand, one artist, one filmmaker, one OTT series, one movie, one Bollywood movie, one Tamil movie, one Bhojpuri movie? Why should it be any of these? Why should it be? And you're saying, Mr. Nambiar, you're right. I will tell you about an incident that took place last year where the Antarashtra Bajrang Dal and AHP destroyed a Malayalam film's church set. A set they destroyed because it was built in front of a temple. So they couldn't take it. Now tell me, how is where are we going to draw the line? Now it's not even about your religion. We are making a set which has a place of worship of another religion, and that's a problem. Where do you draw the line?
May I?
Yes,
I think
please.
first is that the incident which you are talking about is a partly an incorrect information, which I am not to the privy to the information. Forget about that for a minute. What all I am saying that since we are talking about a larger context, all the panelists are definitely in the same opinion that whatever had happened today is not right and it should not be the way to handle such kind of a situation. There is no doubt. The problem is that my problem is simple, and I have hundreds of proofs to tell you. I am only saying we are a secular country. We have a constitution. But there is something which is, if you really look at it from the last 20 years, I'm not talking about 1 year, 2 year, or a 5 year, not even 10 years, 20 years, look at all the creative content, so-called creative content, in the name of creativity, in the name of creative freedom, in the name of freedom of speech, a particular religion, which is happened to be the Hindu religion, the Hindu god and goddess are being mocked.
No,
Whether it
so
is-
I will give you back the argument that you made as I take it across to Mayank Shekhar, who's a film critic and does this for a living, where he tracks all of this content. Mr. Nambiar, the same argument that you gave me right now.
How many other religions?
The same argument that you gave me right now, to not generalize that only these handful of instances have happened. Do not generalize to say, oh, every movie is like this. this. Every now and then there is a movie targeting the Hindus. We live in a country where the majority of the population is this. And if content is being made around this religion, that's because the majority of the viewing population also relates to that content. Let's not just now try to say, oh, everything is a conspiracy. If a brand is trying to sell you something on Diwali, it's because Diwali is one of the biggest festivals which a large number of buyers in this country, because it's the festival celebrated by the majority religion in this country. And so obviously the brands are going to talk about, special sales and campaigns around Diwali. That's not to say that they are targeting Hindus and they are targeting the festival of Diwali. It's just a good time to bring about a social message about road safety, about not bursting crackers after an IPL match. It has nothing to even do with Diwali. But we made it about that. I think the so-called people who sat and wrote those letters to say, oh, you're targeting our festival about Diwali, need to go back and watch that ad, and you will realize that the ad is actually Amir Khan talking about celebration with crackers after his team wins a cricket match. He's dressed up like a team fan. There was no mention of Diwali, and everybody ended up making it that because we assume that there is a conspiracy to come after the majority religion and the believers in this country. Let's maybe try not to see everything from that prism. Mayank Shekhar, how many films, what percentage of films on OTT platforms actually do what is being alleged here?
I think I completely agree with your point on the fact that, if there are people from a particular religion in a particular area, there are going to be far more films made around that, right? So for instance, Hollywood has a full genre of films that mock Christianity. And, you just have to Google it. I could do it for you. And the first thing that will show up is just movies that are mock Christianity in America, right? So it starts with the Canterbury Tales. It's got Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, the Boys of St. Vincent, the Magdalene Sisters. These are all very popular films. I'm sure there are far more too, right? The Name of the Rose. I could just go on and on and on. Pakistan has had movies that really look at Islam from a lens of its bigots and how that is wrong, right? Khuda Ke Liye is one of the finest Pakistani films that I have seen, that incidentally also starred Naseeruddin Shah. And the final chapter of the film, the final passage is really a wake-up call to bigots from the religion, a wake-up call from fanatics of that religion. You can make a film on any situation so long as the intentions are clear. I have a feeling a lot of the times, especially when it comes to shows that actually look at religion through the lens of a questioning eye, through the lens of looking at stuff that could be wrong with the society as a result, like a show like Ashram. The moment you have a problem with that, I think, as you rightly said before, Tanvi, you are siding with the wrong people, and that's what hurts. I think the only good thing that's come out of all of this is that for once, and the film industry in the past has been targeted for quote unquote religious any sort of content in the past. I think for once the Film Producers Guild has written, at least even if not addressed it to the state government or addressed it to the central government, for once has written a letter, an open letter, asking for an action to be taken against this particular incident, which was not the case before. And I really hope there are 34 other bodies within the Mumbai film industry. And of course, there's so many other film industries in the country, as rightly pointed out. I think it's important that everyone speaks in one voice now. Otherwise, we'll have no voice left at all.
You're right. And I think the biggest of the voices, the most influential, as it would be in any other industry, will have to get together, Shoaib, and take this matter head on with the states. And I'm not saying, oh, you go on a dharna or you get, ugly and abusive, but this is an issue. And just like you have conversations with governments, ministers, union government, INB, Prime Minister, the interactions that the biggest of the faces across different kinds of film industries happen, should just take this matter up and talk about it, saying, look, this is a problem.
Right, I completely agree with Mayank. All the film bodies, film associations must get together and not look for a photo op with the top leaders. Look straight into their eyes and make your demands. We need security. We are not taking any support from the government in terms of finances, as I've earlier said. We must look straight into their eyes, and it is their responsibility to provide us security, irrespective of the content that we decide to make. We pick stories, we pick content from real life stories, just as it's a very, there's a very old saying, the life is stranger than fiction. So we pick stories from real life incidents, and nobody, being a Bajrang Dal or a BJP or a Congress or any government, has the right to stop us from stop us from creating good content for the people who want to watch it.
I hope so. I hope that happens. I hope that, that artistic liberty is given. I also hope that if the government decides to bring in legislation to curb that, the courts look into it, and which is where things stand right now as far as the rules and regulations are concerned. But most importantly, I hope that we break this trend where people looking for some attention, publicity and a reward take law in their own hands, turn hooligans, intimidate, break things, destroy things, assault people, send innocents behind bars, and create all of this halla, and also get rewarded for it. Mind you, this is the concerning trend. When they get rewarded for it by their local neta, local MLA, the party given space the next time around, and I'm not saying one specific party. Across the board, this is becoming a pattern. That is concerning for me. And rather than shutting that down, when state ministers begin to talk as if this was the right thing to do because religious sentiments have been hurt, that is the big problem. You're endorsing this behavior. Then you can sit on all kinds of TV debates and condemn the violence and say, we don't back the violence, but the issue exists. No. Nobody's asking you to give your commentary about whether or not ashram should be made. Few people came, they ransacked the place, they vandalized the place, put them behind bars and say, Prakash Jha is welcome here anytime to make the kind of content that he wants. We will give him all the support. That is the job of a state and a minister. Thank you so much for joining us on this conversation.